Hello everyone. Today we will be continuing with the same tanker safety. Today will be previous lecture we have talked about the various EX protected equipment and the zones in which it is applicable. Now we are going to talk about and we also talked about the approving body who is going to certify after test and inspection that these EX protected equipment are in compliance with the requirement and will provide the necessary protection against explosion if it is fitted in the respective zone, but that will be suitable for that particular zone for a particular gas group type. Okay, we'll discuss it. What does it mean? So gas group means the total gases which are kept in group. So basically in broad classification it is apparatus gas group 1 and apparatus gas group 2. So the gases which are coming under the apparatus gas group 1 is basically the methane, that is fire damp, and these gases are found in mining industry. So we are not much concerned with the mining industry. We are concerned with the ships where we are carrying the various type of oil and the gases in liquefied form and chemicals. So these are this will be coming under second classification, means group 2, and group 2 again is classified into 3 classes: group 2A, group 2B and group 2C. As you can see on the screen, group 2A contains various of the type of gases: ammonia, industrial methane, blast furnace gas, propane, butane, heptane, pentane, acetone, methyl acetate, methanol, ethanol, etc. Group 2B consists of buta 1, 3-dene and ethylene, and group 2C is specifically for hydrogen. Okay, so these are the apparatus gas group, and we'll be talking about this second type, which is other than the mining gases. So these are the gases which we are concerned with, and as far as merchant ships are concerned, as far as tankers are concerned, and we'll be talking about these gases only. Okay, now we'll also see the various characteristic of the gases as far as explosion is concerned, and from the explosion point of view. So for that we have taken 4 of these different gases. Okay, and we are going to see the analysis of its characteristic. Like acetylene, the flammable limit, because we are talking in terms of explosion, so flammable limit is one of the criteria for explosion. So for acetylene, these are the various gases which we are analyzing and seeing, and then we will be talking about the various EX protected equipment on the basis of these characteristics. So acetylene we are using for gas welding and all, so we are storing on board ship. So acetylene, its flammable limit is very wide. Okay, the lower explosive limit, LEL, lower explosive limit is 1.5% and upper explosive limit is 100%. Okay. Then it has got an auto ignition temperature. Auto ignition temperature is that temperature. Suppose there is a gas in one particular room. There is no fire. Okay. But then the adjacent room, some fire is there, and because of that, through the bulkhead the heat is transmitted, and the other room where this gas, if it is in flammable limit, the temperature of that room starts rising because of the fire in other compartment, and the temperature rises to 305 degrees centigrade. Then even if there is no spark, no fire in that compartment, there will be explosion because the temperature has exceeded the auto ignition temperature. So there will be explosion. Now suppose the temperature is within this, but the minimum energy required, suppose you have switched on a switch and the spark from there causes a heat release that is of 0.02 millijoule. Okay. Then also if the acetylene is within the flammable limit, then also there will be explosion. And if it explodes per meter cube, per particular volume per meter cube, what will be the energy it releases? So this is the destructive power of that particular explosion. Okay. Now hydrogen, if I compare, its LEL is 4%, UEL is 75.6%, its auto ignition temperature is 365 degree centigrade, its minimum energy required is again 0.02 millijoule, and it has got 10.2 millijoule per meter cube energy release. Methane 5%, 15.5% is the LEL and UEL. Auto ignition temperature is 560 degrees centigrade, and minimum energy here, see the minimum energy is 0.25, here it is 0.02, 0.25 millijoule, and it releases energy per meter cube equivalent to 34 megajoule. Butane 1.5%, LEL, UEL is 8.5%, auto ignition temperature is 595 degrees centigrade. It requires a minimum energy for explosion 0.29 millijoule, and if at all it explodes, then it will release energy of 112.4 megajoule per meter cube. Now if I take, we know the hazardous condition of hydrogen, the hazards of hydrogen. Now if I compare the acetylene, if acetylene explodes, it is 5 times more hazardous, 5 times more destructive as compared to, if I take this as a reference, it is almost 5 times more. Methane, if it explodes, it is almost 3.5 times more. If it is butane and if it explodes, then it is almost 11.25 times more. Okay. So these are the explosive, the destructive power of that gas if it explodes. Now from these data we will see which is more dangerous. See, if I see the acetylene, the explosive limit is very wide. It is 1.5, as low as 1.5 and as high as 100%. So the chance here in acetylene is the atmosphere will always be within the flammable limit. It requires very small amount of energy. Okay. Even if you put a switch and the spark which comes out from there, it will release energy enough to cause an explosion. That is why when we have discussed the battery, in that we said that in the battery room there is no electrical switches or lamps etc. are provided in the battery room. Okay? Because these are the source of ignition and that can lead to an explosion, because this atmosphere is always within the flammable limit. Okay. So that way this is dangerous. Its auto ignition temperature is also very less, so we have to be very cautious about it, and if it explodes, then it will release about 5 times greater energy. The destructive power is almost 5 times greater than the hydrogen. Hydrogen, again, its flammable limit is very wide, 4% to 75.6%. The minimum energy required is also 0.02 millijoule, very small energy it requires for explosion if the mixture is within this limit. Its auto ignition temperature is also relatively low. Okay, so this is again dangerous. Methane, its flammable limit is very narrow. See, if it is less than 5%, then it is a lean mixture, cannot explode. If it is more than 15%, it is a rich mixture, again it cannot explode. So the flammable limit of methane is very narrow, so that way it is safer. Its auto ignition temperature is also quite high as compared to the acetylene and hydrogen. It also requires a relatively high energy as compared to 0.02 and 0.02 in case of acetylene and hydrogen. It is 0.25, almost 10 times more, and its destructive power is almost 3.5 times. Okay. Butane is, again, it is relatively safe as far as the explosive limit is concerned, flammable limit is concerned. 1.5, if it is less than 1.5, it is a lean mixture. If it is greater than 8.5, it is a rich mixture, cannot explode, even if it has this energy available. Its auto ignition temperature is also quite high, and its energy requirement is also relatively quite high. So it is less dangerous from that point of view. The chances of explosion is less. But if at all it explodes, okay, then it will be, the destructive power is almost 11 times greater than the destructive power of hydrogen. Okay, so that is why I said suppose EXD type is suitable for, let us say, hydrogen atmosphere, okay, where the destructive power is 10.2. But if I use the certified equipment which is certified for hydrogen gas, and if I use it for butane atmosphere, okay, and if the explosion takes place, then it is 11 times greater than, the destructive power is 11 times greater than the hydrogen, and it will not be able to sustain, it will not be able to comply. It will exceed the strength for which it is designed, and it will break, it will burst, and then it will lead to secondary explosion. That we'll discuss later on. So that way, maybe it is, even if it is stamped certified for a particular gas, it will not provide the protection if it is kept for other gas. Like hydrogen certified equipment will not be giving a protection against explosion if it is used for butane atmosphere. Okay, so this is the thing which has to be also considered for selecting a particular EX protected equipment. It will be certified, and those things will be endorsed onto the equipment. Okay, so this is your various characteristic. Okay. The other important thing is we have also discussed in case of chapter 4, temperature classification. Now this we'll see here the importance of this. It is the maximum surface temperature of the components in the electrical equipment under normal and faulty condition. The maximum surface temperature must not exceed the gas auto ignition temperature. Let us say in a room you have got acetylene gas. Okay, the atmosphere, you have put the acetylene bottles in that room, and then you are using in that room a motor or any electrical equipment, and some fault has occurred and you have selected a T1 temperature classification. Then what will happen? In case of T1, whether it is running at normal condition or faulty condition, the surface temperature of the motor will go up to 450 degrees centigrade, and if the atmosphere is within the flammable limit, the auto ignition temperature is 305 degrees centigrade, and if I have selected certified, but in that we have ignored seeing the temperature classification, and we have used the equipment with temperature class T1, then it is going to explode. Even if there is no sparking, nothing is there, there will be explosion because the ignition temperature, auto ignition temperature, this temperature, surface temperature of that motor has exceeded the auto ignition temperature. So this is the importance for this. Which will be the safe one? Any equipment which has got a temperature class varying from T3, T4, T5, T6, because even if it is running with some fault, the temperature of the motor will not exceed 200 degrees centigrade, and which is less than the auto ignition temperature. So it will not explode. It will explode even if the atmosphere is within the flammable limit. It will explode only when the energy level it gets, which is 0.02 millijoule. It will not explode because of the auto ignition. So these are the features that has to be seen before we select a particular EX protected equipment for a particular gas group and with the particular temperature classification. So everything has to be taken into consideration, and then with the proper equipment, if I am using in a particular respective zone for which it is designed, then only it will protect against the explosion. So this is about the selecting a material for EX protected equipment. Okay, hope it is clear to you what all thing has to be seen. So this is for this lecture. We'll talk in the next class. We'll talk about the EXI, intrinsic safety. So thanks for listening. Stay safe.